In this week's reading, George and Trimmer comment on how we are bombarded with advertising images, that they're just everywhere around us. And I've talked about this before, and some of you brought this up in your annotations, that we're just surrounded by logos, by brand names, etc., and by these images, and they influence us. Now that's what Ewan and Ewan's essay was about, is about how these images influence us without us even thinking about it oftentimes. Now, for this week's voice board discussion, I want you to become more than just mindless consumers of visual culture. As George and Trimber point out in the introduction to Chapter 4, as you look at and consider the visual images around you, remember that you don't have to be a mindless consumer of visual culture. As we begin to think about what the images are telling us, then we can grasp at the overt message of what is intended to come across to us, but we can also read below the surface. We can think differently about these images and what they're really trying to say, that they often have an underlying message. So what I want you to do for this voice board is first to find an advertisement. Now this can be a print image or a video advertisement. You can find these online. If you just search for print advertisements, it'll come up with a whole list. There's some pretty great ones out there. And now the second, so that's the first thing you need to do, is to find an ad. Again, it can be a print image or a video. The second one is, I want you to say who you think its intended audience is. And who is this ad directed towards specifically? Toward men, toward women, to upper class, middle class, lower class, whatever. Think about that, who the intended audience of the advertisement is. And the third thing you need to do is, I want you to ask yourself, what is the overt message of this ad? What is it trying to say? What is the intended message? What is it trying to sell? And then I want you to think about what message actually comes through. What is the underlying message? The thing that is maybe not, that the advertiser is not intending to say about the product, but that we can read into the image. Now I'm going to give you an example here of an image that I found of this of a sale for Harvey Nichols. Now Harvey Nichols is a high-end clothing store in Hong Kong. Extremely high-end, actually. The shirt there costs around $400. Not anywhere that I would shop. So the intended audience is someone with lots of money, someone who is into clothing and fashion. Now the intended message of this is that obviously there's this single fish, it's on sale, or this is the product that's on sale, and everyone is gathered around, and there's going to be a fight for this product. So really it's going to be the early bird catches the fish. One of these birds, I think, is going to get it, unless the others start fighting, whatever. So we need to, that's the intended message, is that we have these products that you're going to want, so come fight through the crowd, because our products are things that you need, that are important to you. Now the underlying message is this fish is something that these pelicans need to survive. This is an essential thing for them, this food. And so the ad is comparing this essential need to clothing, to something that's a want. We don't really need fashion. We need clothes, of course, but you can go to a lower end store. Go to, say for instance, the secondhand store on the corner, and you can find clothes that are, maybe they'll cover your body and they'll meet your needs. But this ad is saying that, our products, our high-end fashion products, are things that you need. And so come and fight your way through all of these other consumers to purchase our product, because hey, it's going to be on sale and there's a limited supply. So that's the underlying message that comes across in this ad. So that's one example of what you can do when you discuss your image.